Hey guys, hey, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Shamika, and welcome back to Speak Freely, where we celebrate the freedom of speech. Depending on how I'm uploading my videos, I might have been wearing this in my same red pill black video because I didn't feel like changing, because why not? Anyway, the topic of this video is religion and the state.
Then you're just open so I can read your.
I think about stuff like this all the time. Like, I like to think. I'm a deep thinker. That's not tooting my own horn. That's just a fact, and you just have to take my word for it. I think about spirituality and religion and state and social stuff, and that's why I made this channel. And I'm not religious by any means. I'm spiritual, not religious. I've just not been born to follow rules and stuff like that. I'm not really in favor of organized religions, but I do have a heart for people that go to church, because I used to be religious and I used to go to church quite often, and everybody I was surrounded by were the best people ever. They had hearts of gold, and all they wanted was the good for everybody else. So it is hard for me to see people attack church and stuff like that, because to me, and I'm gonna make another video about this, how like the atheist and skeptic community sort of attack church and religious people, but they use the same SJW tactics that they don't like. But I'll make another video about that later. Anyway, I've heard people say this, have given this theory before. Other smart people like myself have said that the only reason why the government or the state wanted to destroy the church and destroy the power of the church and destroy religion and basically kill God is because they wanted to become God. The state, the government, they wanted to become your religion. They wanted to become your church. And some people, I've seen a couple of interviews on Dave Rubin. Yes, I watch a lot of Dave Rubin. Where people were saying that religion is sort of necessary because we wouldn't see sort of the fucked up shit that we see today if people still believed in the theory or the idea that there was some big powerful person in the sky watching your every fucking move, and if you're a piece of shit, then you're gonna burn in hell. If we still believed in that, then maybe people would regulate themselves a bit better. And I'm not arguing that or not. I'm not arguing that people need religion or people need God to be good people. Atheists can be just as good as a Bible-thumping Christian. But I've always been a really, not a firm believer, but this thought, another thought that's been floating around in my brain, in my consciousness, that everybody, I think there's something to be said that everyone, just the human race as people, have this automatic knee-jerk desire to be attached to something, right? Something, anything. Even if it's not church, even if it's not God. And I've said before, just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean you're not religious. Because I don't think religious can only be attached to something that is spiritual or the church. Just because you don't believe in God doesn't mean you're not fanatical about something. I believe a drug addict, their drug is their God. Their drug is their religion. Someone who is someone who can't live without something. You can make your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you can make your relationships, your children, you can make that your religion, your God, if it dictates you as a person. The Harvey Weinstein situation, where people chose their career over their so-called standards and principles. Their career is their religion, their career is their God. So just because you don't believe in a God, doesn't mean you don't have a religion and you're not fanatical or obsessed of something. And I do believe that that's sort of what identity politics is. Identity politics is the new church. Identity politics is the new religion. It's the new thing that we hold on to. And so the idea that when Darwin first came out, and that whole thing came out when they basically tried to prove the Big Bang Theory, people automatically said this was just the government's way of destroying religion, because they wanted to become religion themselves. And is that true for everybody? Not necessarily, but I do think the government saw the power, and I kind of in a way think the church and the government does sort of play a little bit. I think they're both in a little bit in each other's pocket a little bit there. But now in a PC culture, like, being religious is pretty much like anti-PC, is anti-SJW. Like, being a Christian is like like that's pretty much being a racist at this point, because a Christian pretty much is a white cis male in SJW eyes. So it's not a popular thing to be anymore. So they are losing their power, and I feel like it is something to be said that the government wanted to take the power away from church and away from Christian, away from religion, away from God, because they wanted to have all that power. And so if you no longer have a all-seeing eye floating up in the sky somewhere to watch your every move, then you need something else to regulate your behavior and to tell you what's good, what's bad, what's moral, what's immoral, and that's the new identity politics. If I'm black, then I'm this, and these are the things that I can do, and these are the things that I can't do. If I do this, then I'm not really black. I'm an Uncle Tom. I'm a coon. If I'm a woman, I have to be a feminist, and if I'm not a feminist, then I'm a sinner, because and my sin is that I have internalized a patriarchy, or I've internalized misogyny, or something like that, or I hate myself. So I think that's something to be said, and even if that's true, if that's the case, then is that good? Is it any better than what we had before? Is the new religion, the government, or our identity politics, is the new religion any better than the old religion, where people who are fanatical about their identity politics act just as fucking insane as the, cross-burning people back in the day, and not Ku Klux Klan members, people who used to, the Christians used to burn the I don't know, people who didn't believe what they believed into the cross and stuff like that. Like, they act just as fanatical as they did back in the day, where they literally want to fucking nail you to the fucking cross if you don't believe what they believe in. So is it any better that what we had before? And if we do go on this sort of crusade to dismantle the new religion and a new church, who's to say that a new one just won't pop up in its place? And would that be better than the old one? Is it okay? Maybe we should just let people have their religions, because again, I do think it's something to be said that people have to be attached to something that feels bigger than them, because it makes life worth living. Even if you don't believe there is an afterlife, it still makes life worth living if you have some direction. And to have some direction, you have to have something to believe in. And so is it human nature to just attach ourselves to something and to be religious about something, again, even if that's not God or the church? It was just an idea. Anyway, that's the end of my video. If you have any comments about anything that I said today, right now, in this video, please leave it in a comment section below. Do you believe that identity politics, the government, is the new religion, is the new church, and is it better than the old one? Do you think we can ever have a society that aren't religious or fanatical about something? Even in our individual lives, like I said, drug addicts, sex addicts, people who are obsessed with shopping, that's their religion, that's their obsession. My mom gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning every single day to pray for hours for the people that she loves. And I don't know why atheists wants to destroy that for her, but she does, and she's a good woman. Why is that so different for the people who, get up every morning and get their newspapers to clip away coupons in a religious sort of way to make sure they get the best deals at the store, and if they don't get their coupons, they fucking get the shakes or something? It's the same thing. Like, everybody's fanatical about something, religious about something, even if it's in varying degrees. And if that's the case, who are we to try to dismantle that for the person? I guess unless it's somehow hinging on our own freedoms and our own ability to live a life that we want to live. So if you agree with that long whole spill of a rant, please leave it in the comment section below. Like this video if you want to like it. Share it if you want to share it. Please share it. Tweet it out. Put it on your Facebook page. Get people to come to me to be my minions. Just kidding. No, for real, because YouTube isn't trying to get this channel to get any followers. So yeah. Other than that, you can subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you want to continue to have conversations like this with Moa, you can subscribe and hit that bell if you do subscribe, so you get the notifications when I do upload. And that's it. Thank you, and peace.
Bend your chest open so I can read your heart. I need to get inside, or I will start a war. Wanna look at the pieces that make you who you are.